Check out this factory fluoro yellow Camaro. It's got to be the 2022. Super bright, super dope though. LT1 Camaro. Like a factory color. It's got like the stripes on the front too. Pretty dope. Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to another video. Gonna crank out some more on the Integra. I went to the store and picked up a bunch of little things that I needed. Basically a couple of little things, some nuts and bolts I needed. Had to buy a new riv nut gun. Harbor Freight's now offering these. And it actually looks pretty nice, so I figured I'd try it out. And then I went by Menards and got a ton of different bolts and nuts and spacers and stuff that I needed. I tried to get everything to fit perfectly and come with what it needed, but you know, when you're doing stuff like this where it's not just all factory parts and there's some customizing to it, you're gonna need some 10mm bolts, and you're gonna need some little spacers and some little washers and stuff that you just can't really account for, you know? Not until you actually start working. Line the bottom of this a little bit so that there's some cushion there to bolt it down to, and then this will kind of be what you see from the back when you open the back up. So a factory battery that's going to hold its charge, work really well, that's made for the car, plenty of cold cranking amps and everything, with a billet kind of customized battery relocation into the trunk, and then it'll bolt with rib nuts into the trunk. So it's gonna look pretty clean. I think it'll look really good actually. Sheesh. 92 in here. I need to get me a shot with some AC. I guess I meant to sweat it out, but yeah. Here's what I've been working on. I wanted to get some of the battery stuff done so I can start routing the lines up to the front, and then hopefully this interior will be back in soon. Sorry, I was trying to drink of water. But yeah, basically I rib nutted all 4 holes into the car. This one was through this double layer, so I had to grind it down. I'm gonna touch that up with some paint, but yeah, sits in there pretty nicely. I am gonna do some little spacers on the bottom there. So yeah, I mocked everything up with the battery and what you saw in the last clip and everything, and it looks good. So let me get it put together for you guys and I'll show you. Alright, I got the battery tray done. It is mounted. It is sturdy. I got everything cleaned up, touched up paint. Got the mount strong as can be, sturdy as can be. I mean, it's literally moving the whole car. Alright, here's the brake calipers. Just wanted to get a quick video, quick before, of what they look like now. I'm going to go ahead, clean them up, spray them black, just make them look a little nicer. Alright, got the first light coat on the front calipers. Kind of hard to see, but they'll look good. Now I gotta work on the rear calipers. Here's a little before action, what they look like. Might coat the inside of the wheel wells, not sure yet. Definitely gonna clean up the brake shields. Alright, so we got some stuff cleaned up in here. Some stuff I just wiped down, like the brake shield and whatnot. We got like our first coat on the calipers, and then I went ahead and did the inner wheel wells. So it's looking a lot better. Once these calipers are done, we'll be able to slap rotors on, pads in, kind of get the brakes completed. I think it'll be 100%. Tighten up all the lines, add some fluid, and the brakes should be good to go. Alright, while that paint's drying on the brakes, I started working on the radiator overflow. Biggest thing I don't like about these is it comes with this little sight. It's supposed to be so you can see if it's full or not, but you can literally open the cap and see that. So I think it makes it look janky. Without that, it's a nice clean, nicely welded, nicely coated, you know, aluminum overflow. It's, can't tell it's like cheap or anything. So the nice part is they do give you a bunch of extra fittings and O-rings so that you can block these off, and they give you ports on the inside. So like this one was there to begin with, so I wanted it to be there. So it's nice. They give you a bunch of extra options basically. You can have one coming in, one coming out, two coming in, one coming out, or if you're like me and just want to run it closer and be a little more hidden, you move it over one. And then these will clean it up a lot, getting these out of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. They even supply you with fitting. This one's there, but I got it. Give it a little fitting. Find out what deals on this one. I think this is ready. And yeah, basically it makes it just look way more clean. Alright, so here's the alternator, how I got it. It's pretty gross, pretty grimy. Probably just never got cleaned or painted or anything. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully there's not a reason for that. Here's the bolts. Gonna clean it all up. See how good I can make it look. It is a nice clean silver now. I primed it and everything, so it's kind of hard to tell since I painted it outside. Well, I guess you can get a good look there. It turned out pretty nice. I still gotta flip it over and do the other side. And everything's taped off that needed to be taped off. This is what I used. Just aluminum. And then here's the alternator top that I took off, cleaned up, and sprayed black. So that way, you know, you get a nice contrast of black and silver. I even did like the inside, because his engine bay has a lot of silver, so I'm trying to incorporate some black. Look how mint this thing came out. The black and silver turned out super mint. The black on silver turned out great. Made this alternator look brand new. You know? turned out super good. That's gonna match the engine bay much better. Alright, so I'm back on my way to the shop. I left about 5:30. It's now 8:45, and I'm coming back out to get some more work done because I'm starting to feel a little crunched for time. I got a few details to do this weekend, so I'm not gonna be able to work on the Integra as much as I wanted to. I still put a lot of time in on it this week, but yeah, I'm gonna put some more in. That way I'm a little bit ahead. And then also, it's been 95 degrees in the shop during the day, and that's the time I have to work on it, because right now me and my girl are sharing her car, so I feel bad. She gets off work and I like to be home, eat some dinner, whatnot. So yeah, it just works out this way that I should come back when it cools off a little bit, sun goes down, and get some more work done. So yeah. So we keep getting these random cats around here. First it was Little Guy, a lighter colored, all white and tan cat that came around for a long time, a couple months, all the time, every day, and I started feeding him and whatnot. And then I haven't seen him in like a couple weeks. And then out of nowhere, this guy shows up. Same thing. Super hairy, super fluffy, super nice, kind of fat, just like Little Guy was. Comes around just wanting petted. I gave him some treats. I tried to give him some water. He didn't want it. He just wants petted. Just like they just want attention. This one's got some cool ass blue eyes though. Yeah, the brake calipers turned out super nice as always. I swear I've done calipers on like every car I've ever owned, so I'm getting pretty good at it. Even like my girl's SUV has some really custom decaled, cleared, the whole 9 yards. I didn't have any decals for this one. Plus Honda rotors don't really have a good spot for them since they have this loop in the middle and it's only this thick. But yeah, these turned out really nice. I tape off rubber, bolts, where the brake line goes in, the nipple. I tape everything off. And then since these were off the car and the car was getting brake lines and all that stuff anyway, I mean, you might as well do the whole entire thing. So even like the back sides are coated and everything. You know, I leave the mounting points bare. So yeah, these things turned out hella nice. They will look good with the new wheels that are going on this car, since you'll be seeing them a lot more. So now the brakes, everything from the rotors to the pads to the calipers to the lines to everything on this car is 100. He's just been hanging out the entire time. Hasn't left. But he's cool though. I don't mind it when they just hang out and don't bother you. So yeah, here's what the inside of the wheel well ended up turning out like. The wheel wells themselves got completely coated in VHT roll bar chassis paint. And then I went ahead and used Honda Bond around the grommets of the brake lines there so that it's completely watertight. And then I even sprayed like the hub and everything. The brake shield I just left alone. Some of this brake dust can be cleaned off some more, but for the most part it's pretty clean. And then you got the rear calipers as well. Nice gloss black. So here's the rears. Here's how it came out. Wheel wells clean, brake lines clean, watertight. I got everything new in for the rotor, for the pads and the hardware. Got the lines back hooked up nice and tight. Everything's lubed and greased on the inside. I always put grease on the pads. The slider here for the pads makes a big difference in like longevity. And then I always do anti-seize on the studs, just so that when I put on the wheels, take off the wheels, it makes it a lot easier. So yeah, that all turned out really nice. This car even had its screws. It didn't have both back here, but it has both up front. So back here it just has one, but those are nice to have, and those you have to put anti-seize on or else they never come in and out. So somebody did the right thing on this car the last time. And then the fronts, again, lines are hooked back up. Sliders are nice and greased. New pads in there. Anti-seize on the studs. Anti-seize on these two screws. Lines up there looking good. Wheel wells painted. Rotors looking good. Wiped down with brake clean. Up front there are ceramic pads. So this thing should feel a lot better in the braking department. And then over here I just started throwing on the wheels. I just want to give my lift a break and get this thing actually down on the ground. I might even roll it around a little bit before I put it back on the lift. But yeah, that's how she came out. It's a little thing sometimes. I know people don't really see these and doesn't really matter what everything looks like or that I painted all this or that it's nice and clean, but it's the little things. Everything will hold up a lot better. Everything will hold up a lot better. Everything will come on and off a lot better. Brake jobs will be easier. It's just, it's all around. It's all around better, I guess. I couldn't come up with a better word. But yeah, he is getting new wheels. He has gotten some Inkies that, unlike these wheels, which you really don't see any of the calipers or rotors or anything, he did get some Inkies that will actually show off my work because they are just thin, like 8 spokes or something like that. So the fresh calipers, fresh rotors and everything will actually get shown off. That's kind of why I went as far as I did. Yeah, I appreciate you guys watching this video. July 24th, don't forget about the event. July 24th at 11 a.m. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here though. Please leave a like, a comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do on the video. Just watching it helps. Sharing it, sharing the YouTube page, going to my Facebook, following it, liking some of the posts on there. Anything helps. So, have a good one, guys. I appreciate you watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. These little things are pretty fun though. Little mini tube.
Come back. I'm putting this in your...
Are those loud in there?
Yeah.
Huh?
I hear 'em.